Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Thank you for joining me today in the second part of my winter wonderland wreath. Today we're gonna finish our wreath by making the centerpiece. I'm gonna be using a Christmas tree and a reindeer. I'm not sure yet which one I'm gonna use because I don't know if I'm gonna use the single one that I used in the other one. I had to do some more explanation in that one because I didn't use it the same way as I purchased it. I made some changes in it. And or if I'm gonna be using these two little ones, which I like them. And I decided to purchase some more greens. I didn't find the ones that I really want, but I'm gonna be using this. I'm just gonna put it behind the white flowers because I wanted to like cut a little bit of the white. I don't want everything to just look white. I want like something to divide separate the two whites. So I purchased this I think it's pine from Walmart. I'm not gonna be using I think this is blueberries. They look like it. And this is the light that I'm gonna be using. It's a silver wire LED light. They also come in copper, but I like this one better. I like to work with them because they are really flexible to use, and you can beat the price. It's just $1. I purchased them at Dollar Tree. They work with two AA batteries. And this is really nice to work with. It's really flexible. You can move it wherever you want. I like this one's better. In some of the projects that I have made, I didn't find this ones, so I purchased the other ones and I just cut them. And I'm gonna use 3 blocks, these cubes that they sell at Dollar Tree. They come in a bag. A lot of them, but I just use it to divide the trees because I'm gonna cut this one. I'm not gonna use it exactly as it is. I'm gonna be cutting some holes and stuff so the light can be see-through. The snow spray, I purchased it at Dollar Tree, and some people said that they purchased this in other places, Walmart and Amazon and all those stuff, but this is my first time working with it and I liked it. For some people it doesn't work, but for me I like how it looks when I use it. I wait until it's dry and I use some hairspray so it won't be so it won't start falling off. Some wood glue, some super glue, which I like to mix with the wood glue, and this was I purchased this in a package at Dollar Tree, and they're really convenient when you want to glue stuff together because they're small. Like I don't like the bulky ones. I like this ones, and you just leave it. You just hold it and just leave it there, and they won't move or anything. They have these little rubber things in the tip. Super glue. Wood glue, hot glue. I used this in the first one. I used this razor. I used this razor in the first one to cut the holes, but I'm gonna try today to use the X-Acto knife. It's not like I try a little bit. And it's easier than this one, but the thing is that it's not as steady as I wish it would because the blade always is coming off. So I'm gonna try to do my best and so they can stay in there, so I can do the whole project with this one because I like to how you handle this one better. We're gonna be using some wire. I used this one in the first one that I made to hold the whole centerpiece connected to the wreath. So let's get started. First, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut the tree. I'm gonna take the whole thing apart. Because some pieces I'm gonna still use it, some of them I won't use it anymore. But I just try to, I hope it doesn't break. You gotta be careful when you start taking it apart, because this wood is really thin, as you can see. It breaks right there, but this part is gonna be in the back of it, so it's gonna have another piece of wood covering this part right here. This one, I don't know, they make this one thinner than the first one that I used, because it wasn't like this thin. And they put too much glue in it. You can just take the whole thing apart. How I said, you gotta be careful because some pieces will come off. But it doesn't matter, this part is gonna go in the inside of it, so nobody will be able to see it. And it's not gonna mess up your project. I take this parts off too, because how I said before, I use some of them. Like this ones, I use it to put it in the back, these pieces, to put it in the back of the tree, to hold them together. And this one I use it as the base. Here I'm gonna set the tree, and also I'm gonna set the reindeers in this one. How I said, I don't know yet which one I'm gonna be using. I removed the label also from the bottom. It's always had to be one piece that doesn't want to come off. Okay. I use this to cut all the pieces. As much as you can. Remember, always pick up all the little pieces, maintain the area you're working in clean, because when you put some glue or some tape, what these things are gonna do is be on the way and mess everything up. Okay, so let's start. I'm gonna use the X-Acto knife. Let me see how it goes. Because how I said, I used this one in the first one, but it takes too long to use it. I'm going to use a piece of wood that I have home to put it underneath so it won't damage my tablecloth. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna grab your X-Acto knife and you're gonna press down as hard as you can. Be careful. Then you're gonna shake it a little bit so you can come out and doesn't don't leave the blade stuck in the wood. And you're gonna keep doing that all the way down. You can lift it up a little bit, but be careful that you don't stab yourself in the back. If you know something else that it would be better to cut this, please give me the tip in the comments. I'm gonna try to use something better because this one is like, it's doing the job, but it's not as I wish that it would be faster. This one is faster. The thing is that this one cut better, but you get stuck too much. So this is thinner, but it does do the job. You're gonna keep going all around. Make sure that when you are cutting it, you make sure that it's coming off. Do not pull it, because if you pull it, what you're gonna do is you can start chipping the front. The front pieces of wood can start coming out, and you won't like that because that's the piece that's gonna show. You can paint your tree, or you can just leave it like that. I don't know, I like it like the natural color, so I just leave it like that and I don't paint it. I put a little bit of snow when I'm done, but that's about it. I like the wooden color because since I have some acorns there, I don't know, for me it look nice. But how I said since I started the first video, you can do it your preference. How I said in the first video, you can do it how you prefer. You can put some color. You can do it like red flowers and do everything with red and just use the white part, and then the centipede that you like, that you prefer. This is how it's gonna look after you remove all the centipieces. In the first one that I made, I didn't remove 2 of them, but now I decided to remove all of them so it can so more light can shine through. But I decided to cover 2 of those gaps with some branches so a little light can shine through the green. It's a Christmas tree after all. So now we are gonna use the little cubes. We're gonna use 2 of them. Make sure that they're the same height. Make sure that they are the same height, so when you put it leaves an even gap. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a little bit of wood glue. I put wood glue in both pieces. I put a little bit of super glue, a couple drops, and also I put some hot glue. Then I'm gonna put it in the back. Right there, almost close to the end, and the other one almost close to the top. Like I said, it's fine if they show in the front because I'm gonna cover the front with some branches. I won't do that yet. After I glue the two pieces that is gonna hold the trees together. I don't like to put it like in the same line. I like to like play a little bit with it and put it like in between. The front part is gonna be in between each of the gaps in the back part, and I like to show a little bit of the top from the back tree. But I'm not gonna do that right now. Right now I'm gonna work with the lights. As you can see, I put batteries in it already. I like to work with them on because it shows me how they're gonna look when I'm done with it. Okay. In the tip is gonna have a piece of wire that is gonna be coming up. I just like to fold a piece of wire in because I like to leave this piece out. Let me make a little dent, a little gap in there so the piece of wire go in and the little light can stay there and shine through the, don't let it shine on top of the tree. Do not hold the whole piece. It's just a little bit so it can like go in there, so it won't show wire and it's just a light that is gonna be out like this. I glue the whole thing with hot glue. With hot glue. They put the hot glue in it. After I put the hot glue, I like to play with the glue a little bit, flatter a little bit. After it's almost dry, just tap it a little bit so we can hold it together. See, I tap it a little bit, now it's flat. See, just to show the light. Now we gotta start going down. This is why I like to work with this, because this is why I like to work with the wire lights, because it's really easy to bend. It's not gonna damage the light, it's gonna still working, and you just bend it the amount of times that you need so the next light can be in the next point. That one is not gonna show out, it's gonna be in it, inside, behind the tree. Whoops. So I just twist the piece of wire and it won't mess up the light. That's why I like to work with the light on so I know what's going on. And let's turn it. We're gonna glue this one together with hot glue. And we're gonna keep working all the way down until we have all the branches, all the back of the branches covered with lights. be careful because I'm holding the light down so it can stay in place and the light get hot. I like to blow it a little bit and tap it. So it will stay in. We're gonna keep going down until you all the way in the last one. Then we're gonna do something else, but it's gonna be the same thing in all of it. You're just gonna like fold it a little bit, twist it a little bit until you have just the amount of wire that you need to go from one branch to the other one. And in the bottom is gonna still be some lights, but we're gonna use it for something else. I will explain it when we get there, but right now we're gonna keep going. Fold, twist, fold again. Make sure that when you fold it, you start pushing it down and keep like twisting it, and don't let it when you do this, make sure that the wire doesn't show in the gaps that it have that we made, so we can put so the light can shine through those holes. So here, after you have it like this, you're gonna come right here and you're gonna fold this one in. The wire in the tip of that light, you're gonna bend it in, because remember, we gotta go to the other side. You can twist it a little bit so it won't move, but I think it will be fine. You see, it's in the side corner. It's not light, no wire showing through the holes, and the lights are right in the corner. Now we're gonna put more hot glue. I don't use super glue because it dries too fast, and by the time that I hold the light, it's dry and my fingers always get stuck. And when I point finger, the light is cool too, so I just like to use hot glue. I blew it a little bit so it can stay in place. As you're gonna see that it's gonna start looking like a mess, but it doesn't matter. That's gonna go in the inside of the tree. I'm sorry if I don't pronounce some words right. My first language is Spanish, so my husband mocks me all the time because I don't know how to pronounce some words. Hold the light in place and twist. Down. And more glue. This is gonna be the whole process: twisting and bending and hot glue. How I said, be careful, the lights get hot, but it doesn't burn that much. it. Measure from one side to the other. See, more time that you use it, it's gonna be less and less wire that you're gonna be folding. I'm gonna put some glue here so I can hold this one in place. And then I'm gonna glue the other piece in the other corner, in the other branch. And that's when I'm gonna, after I do that, that's when I'm gonna twist. Now, we're gonna grab the other one. Push this a little bit up so you can play with the light, put it wherever you need. This is just so you can have an idea of the piece that you are not going to use. If it's too thin and you cannot twist it because it's in between the wood, the piece of wood, you just grab some tweezers and you hold it and bend it. You just got some tweezers and just hold it and twist it. Twist it. They always turn off when I use it with something metal, but they're fine. See? Now you glue in the middle and go a little bit to the sides. Blowing, pressing down. I'm using this Chinese stick. Yes, I know it's a Chinese stick. It's not to do this, but I don't know, I like to use it to press this down. You can use whatever you want. Any piece of stick or any other craft tools. I like to work with things that I already have in my house to do all these things. So I just work with what I have. Now we don't gonna need to twist the wire. Making sure that nothing is coming out. Now that we're getting to the end, you notice that the wire is not long to get to the other side. You can get to the other side, but it's not gonna be in the proper way, in the exact place that I want it. You can just put it there, it doesn't matter because it's still gonna show the light through the middle hole. But I prefer to fold it here and come down. I'm just gonna finish this part of lights, but I'm not gonna finish the bottom until I set the other tree on top, because I need the other tree to set up the box of for the batteries. So we're gonna glue this one right here. With the other one that I did, I start on the top and my stick full, so I'm gonna use this. So I start in the top, but the thing was that this wire was it can be shown a little bit in one of the holes that we made. You can still see a little bit of the wire, so I didn't like that. That's why I did it like this time. Make sure that everything is good, and I'm not gonna how I said, I'm not gonna finish the other piece yet because I use some of the lights that are left for the bottom piece. So I'm just gonna glue it right here, so it won't move and it won't be in my way. And this is how it's gonna start looking. Your tree's gonna start looking. You cannot see a lot of light right now because you need the back part, the back piece. But you can see that when I put the back on my hand, you can see a lot of light in it, and the light is on. So the next thing that we're gonna do, we have to put this piece right here in the back, but it's gonna be higher. But before that, I have some wood that I have from other projects. You can find wood in any craft store. I'm gonna use some pieces that I have right here. I'm gonna use this piece of wood that I had here from other projects. You can find this in any craft store, and I'm just gonna glue it in the back. What I do is that I put some hot glue here, and I grab another piece. I have another piece here that I'm gonna use it to hold it together. So I'm gonna glue it in the bottom of the tree, what I use is some wood glue, I hold the other piece down. I put some super glue. The super glue gets dry really fast, but since the wood glue is wet, it won't dry fast. And I put a little bit of the hot glue in it. The hot glue, because since it dries faster than the other two, you just hold it together until I'm done, until these pieces are dry already, so that way it won't come off, hopefully, because sometimes things don't come as planned. See, hold it a little bit, blow it a little bit, but I'm not just gonna leave it like that. I'm gonna use another piece of glue, I'm gonna use another piece of wood, and I'm gonna put it right on top of that gap. So let's put some wood glue. I don't like to put too much because then it's gonna take longer to dry. Some drops of super glue, and of course hot glue. You're gonna put it in between of both pieces of wood, so that way it will hold both of them together. And also that's the piece where I'm gonna put the the battery box on top of it. I'm gonna glue it there. Of course, you have to make sure that you glue the lid of the box, of the battery box, to the top, and you just put the glue on the back of it. That way you're able to change your batteries. Gonna show you in a minute why I leave all this lights out when I just have two more. Let's just dry a little bit. The hot glue help that it doesn't come off while you're working in it, even though I know that it's still wet in the inside of that it have the wood glue, but we can still work with it. So now what I do is that I use the next light and I put it between the gap, put it right there. Put this back, twist again, push it back, and hot glue. I'm gonna use my chopsticks a little bit so it will start drying. At this point you can put you can glue the other piece of the tree, but I don't want to do it right now because it's easier to work with the wire in the back when it's not, the other piece is not glue on it yet. So here's a little gap because remember I put hot glue, so with hot glue it's gonna leave a little gap there. So I'm gonna take advantage of that gap and I'm gonna put some hot glue in there, and I'm gonna try to shove this in there. Now the next light, I like to put it in the middle, in the bottom, so it can shine a little bit where the deers are gonna be at, and it can shine a little bit to the bottom of the centerpiece, and it's not just the snow there. I like to push it a little bit up because I'm gonna use another piece of wood That is the one that I'm gonna put here, and I'm gonna glue the tree to it. So I like to put it like that. I forgot what I did in the other one is I used this to hold the light in place because I wasn't gonna work. I wasn't gonna work with it right away. So I just leave it there setting for a couple hours and then I finish it. But right now, since I put the pieces, the light already in that side, I'm just gonna leave those there. And I'm gonna keep working in the other side. Now, I'm gonna put glue here so this won't move anymore. Just put the glue here. Press a little bit down. See, you have to keep pushing it down because the glue is still wet. It look like a little mess in the back. You look like a little mess in the back because of all the glue, but remember it's gonna be covered with the other piece of the tree. And that's the part that's gonna be towards the door, so. When you put a lot of glue, you have to like blow it a little bit longer and pay a little bit more attention to it. Now we're gonna get this one to the next space right here where the two pieces of wood connect. And this one also have a gap, remember, because of the hot glue. You're just gonna put glue there and push the wire through it. And just clean a little bit of the hot glue. Be careful, it's gonna be hot. There we go. Now we have the first, we go into the last two pieces. You got stuck. It's gonna take a little time to do this, but with this COVID, that's the thing that we have most right now. It's time at home. Excuse me. Not the coronavirus. There's some strings of the glue flying around. Glue here. A little bit twist right here. Using my chopsticks and press it down. For those that haven't seen the first part of the wreath, I'm gonna leave a link in the bottom of the video so you can go and check out the first part. Now we're gonna start going back. So we're almost done with the lights. I'm gonna put some more glue right here. I mentioned today that I don't like this glue gun. Yes, I need to get a new one. Clean the tip of my chopstick. That's dry. We're gonna take these things off. I don't think they did much, but now we're gonna glue our lights. I'm gonna put some I like scratch it a little bit to make some vents so the glue can go in there and stay better. It won't fall off. We'll do better to it. Put some drops of super glue. And some hot glue. I put a lot of super glue because I want it to stay in place. I don't want it when it's hanging to fall off because it's gonna mess up the whole thing. This is not gonna stay like that. Obviously, I'm gonna fold it and I'm gonna put some more glue on it so it will stay in place. And this is our tree. Let's glue the second piece in the back. See? On top of the battery and overlaps one between the first tree right there. And I always said my tree messed up a little bit right here, but you're not gonna be able to see it. Let's put some wood glue. Couple drops of super glue. And a drop of hot glue. Do not press it down until you are 100% where you want it, because after it's dry, you won't be able to remove it. That's how your tree is gonna look. Like I said, it's gonna look dry there. I'm gonna put the branches I'd already cut before, so I'm gonna put it right in those gaps right there and right here. This one is gonna go right here and right here. And let's put some super glue, some hot glue in it. Just mold it, because those are the parts that is going to be glued to the tree. I haven't decided yet if I want the couple of reindeers or I just want the one that is big. Because the first one that I made, I cut the antlers of that deer because I don't like the ones that it came with. I just cut them and put something else. Or you can use, if you don't like reindeers, you can use something else and just put it in front of the tree. I just wanted to do something different. Okay, this will be our tree. And we have to glue it right here. So we're gonna use some hot glue, some wood glue, and some super glue. After it's dry, all the pieces together, I'm just gonna grab my reindeer. I purchased at Dollar Tree. In the first wreath that I made, I changed the antlers because I really don't like these antlers. and I removed the front piece that it come with it. I think I don't like it because it's covered too much. So we're just gonna glue this right here, but I don't glue it until I'm 100% sure that I'm gonna glue it in the wreath. So right now we're just gonna put this aside, and we're gonna grab our wreath. We're gonna see, we're gonna try to put it in the middle. I had to put, I'm gonna glue some branches in the front so you can break all the white, because remember I'm gonna put some snow on the tree and the reindeer is gonna be there too. So I like to just break a little bit all the white together. So I'm just gonna, it's gonna be around about there. So around there is I'm gonna put the branches, little branches that I'm gonna glue there right now. Let's just grab them and cut all of them. This one's came with those little like blueberries or something. So I'm just gonna pull it out. It's just hot glue, so it's easy to take it out. I'm not gonna use them in a project because really I don't like them. I might or might not use them all. Let's start having some fun, gluing some stuff. Let me move this piece of wood out of my way. And move this a little bit so I can have more space. I leave all my branches together so I know what exactly I'm gonna use and how much I have. I just like to put it a little bit, place it in a wreath to see how they're gonna start. Put something in the back so I can hold it. It doesn't matter if right now they look like they're not standing much, because when I put the centerpiece in the back, it's gonna be pushing it up. Before I start gluing, let me see if I have to the piece. This one's here. I'm not gluing it yet because I want to make sure that it's just to separate the colors, all the white, but that it doesn't cover the whole tree, nor when I put the reindeer, even though I'm gonna fix it a little bit. They have wire in it, so it's easier to place it the way that you want to. So now we're gonna start gluing this. Glue in the front and in the back. This one's put in the middle. It doesn't matter that it's not like a pattern, that you have the same form, the same branches that you have in one side and the other one, or that you don't have the same ones in the middle or anything. It doesn't matter. And this one's. I learned something today, that if you glue a little, melt a little bit of the glue in the back, you melt a little bit and then you to get here, you're gonna stay stuck to the one in the front and it's not gonna come off. It's gonna be easy because sometimes when you're doing it, they stay hanging. It doesn't take much to get dry, so I didn't use one piece, but it's fine. Always say you don't have to use everything that you have on the table, just your imagination. For the centerpiece, what I do first is that I put the snow in the tree because I had to let it dry. So we're gonna hold the tree in the back. I'm just gonna first play with snow. When it's dry, you don't have to. It doesn't have to look like just a bunch of stuff on top of it. You can just come with anything and just clean it a little bit. It's easy to clean it. You see? And just leave it a little bit in the parts that you want to have snow. Here I put a lot of snow because it's where the reindeer is gonna sit in. It doesn't matter if the snow falls somewhere else because it's gonna come off easily. You see, it have the division between the two pieces of wood. So I just spray with snow. So when I put the reindeer, it doesn't look like the division doesn't show in the display of the tree and the reindeer. How I say, it doesn't matter how it looks. You can come back and clean the pieces that you don't want. You can clean it with whatever you want. I just use my hands. It's a little bit cold, but you see, I don't like to I like to put it like a little bit so it can show like it fall from the top. The rest of the bottom, I like to leave it like that. You see, just shake it a little bit and it'll stay there. I'm gonna leave it until it get dry because when it's dry, I had to put the hairspray. It's gonna look really wet and like, but eventually it's gonna dry and the snow is not gonna come off. When this is drying, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it aside and I'm gonna start throwing a little bit of snow in the wreath. You see, there's parts that the branches and stuff come with the snow already, but some branches I didn't purchase it with them, or it just have a little bit, or it doesn't have none at all. So I just like to put some snow on top of it. The bottom. I like to cover everything in the wreath because since it's a winter wonderland wreath, you can still see the colors, but it doesn't look all green and different colors because remember, it's a winter wonderland, so it has to be like snowy. You can still see the reds and different spots and the greens. And now I'm gonna spray with a little bit of hairspray. So that's gonna set up the reindeer. It's still wet, so maybe some of the stuff will fall off. I just mark where I'm gonna glue him because I gotta take a little bit of snow out of there so I can put the glue there. You see the snow came off. If I put the glue on top of where it was a lot of snow, it won't glue there. Now I'm gonna put some of this, some hot glue. It doesn't matter if you make a little mountain of glue, because remember, you are going to put you're gonna spray more snow on top of it, and snow is something that when it falls, it doesn't fall in a flat way. So you see that it's a little bit mounted in some places. I like to put super glue, but I didn't buy the super glue, so I'm just gonna glue them with hot glue. It looked like a little bit of mess right there, but the first winter wonderland that I made, I used this to tie it in the back, because since these already have some pine cones, so we have the brown, and we're working with white, so it doesn't show like if I put a piece of wire, like I don't know, it's not gonna look the same. So I'm just gonna use this piece of wire that I also purchased at Dollar Tree. I'm gonna cut it there, put this back, and this is the piece that we're gonna be using. That's just to hold it in the back. We're gonna put hot glue, but I just want it to stay in place and to stay forward, because if you just put glue, it's gonna stick. But remember, this is a piece of wood, and the wreath is not something that is flat. It doesn't have a flat surface that I can place this on top of it. So I had to put super glue so it won't move from the place that I set it up. And you have to have this because it needs to hold it so it won't lean forward or backwards, and it stays straight in place. So we're gonna place it about this. Remember, you have to push it a little bit forward, because when you place it at the door, if you put it too much to the back, when you place it at the door, the bottom part where the centerpiece is at, it's gonna be pushing the wreath forward. So this part, the top part, is gonna be against the door, but not the bottom part. So you want it to look even. So you're gonna push it a little bit forward, and that's where you're gonna place it. So right now, I might put some more branches in this side when I'm done, because I think I'm gonna need more over here. So now we're gonna put a lot of glue. Excuse me. Gonna be ready with another piece. We're gonna grab our wreath. It's better if you hold the back one so you don't mess up the one in the front. I'm gonna place it like right there. Then I have to go to the back and put more glue, because this glue gun doesn't throw a lot of glue. Ugh, it's stuck there already. So we're gonna put some glue in the back. So we're gonna lean the tree, holding the back one, and put glue So I just glued the centerpiece already. I'm gonna tie it up in the back because I don't know if you noticed that it's like leaning backwards a little bit. So I'm just gonna go turn it around. I'm just gonna grab this piece and I'm gonna tie it up. I'm gonna put it behind the tree. It's hard to hold it with one hand, but when you are trying to pull it with the other one. Okay. So I'm gonna grab it, poke a hole, or move it around until you leave a little gap so you can put it there. We're gonna pull it, and since this is wire, we're just gonna twist it there. Now we're gonna put it back in. Hold the wreath and pull it. Don't pull it so hard because you can rip off the tree. So I know it's too long, but it's because I put it double. I put one on the top of the battery box and I put one on the bottom. Remember, this is gonna be something that you're gonna put in the door, in the front of your house, and that door is gonna be opening and closing all the time. So you're gonna be using it a lot. So you don't want your centerpiece to fall. How I said, it's wire, so it doesn't matter. Now you're gonna come to the other side again. Make sure that this goes in the bottom. Hold the wreath and go a little bit lower. Find a space to go behind. And just pull. Be careful because you're moving around and you don't want to pull anything from the wreath. Now we're gonna twist it here. Since it's too long the piece, I'm just gonna cut it a little bit shorter. It's easier to twist it when it's short. And this little piece of wire is gonna hold your centerpiece in place. You see this part right here? Let's grab some branches from here. And we're gonna start doing it in that side. And just move the flowers forward. Just do it there. You're gonna do the same thing with another piece. And the last piece. Some glue in it. I'm sorry, I don't know why there's a lot of airplanes today. But that's how it's gonna look. You're gonna turn on the light. And how I tell you before, I'm gonna I like to spray some snow on top of the reindeer too. A little bit of spray and let it dry. Hold it like this. And this is gonna be the winter wonderland wreath. When you are done and you hang it already where you want it to be placed at, you're gonna start fixing the leaves and the petals of the flowers. And you can turn on the light or leave it off. For me, it looks nice both ways. That one, I have another one here. That is the one that I made in the beginning. You see the antlers are not the same because those ones I cut the ones that they came with, and I just switched it with those. And it has some details that are not quite the same. I put stuff in different places. I put some branches that I put in one, I didn't put in the other one. But overall, I like how it looks. How I said in the beginning, you can decorate your wreath with whichever color do you like. And thanks for watching. Give some likes, some thumbs up, and subscribe if you want more videos. And also, if you have any questions or you want to leave a little tip, or you can criticize, I don't mind. You can put whatever you want, and I'm gonna try to answer all the comments. Thank you.